Best English Jokes, страница 85. Mary and Dave were a good couple, but there was one thing that drove Mary absolutely crazy, and that was the fact that Dave never came for dinner on time, though Mary always told him how important it was for him. It was after one such day that he said, "Mary, I promise this will end. From now on, I will be on time for dinner." Well, the next day at 5 o'clock, Dave closed his shop and went to his car, when suddenly, out of nowhere, a car came next to his car and hit Dave. Dave could only go to the hospital. Luckily, they let him out after 3 hours, and he walked in the door to his house at 8 o'clock. Mary was furious. "Wait, it's not what you think," spoke Dave. "I got run over by a car." "Really?" screamed Mary. "Does it take 3 hours to get run over by a car?" A man goes into his son's room to wish him good night. His son is having a nightmare. The man wakes him and asks his son if he's okay. The son replies he's scared because he saw that Auntie Susie had died. The father tells the son that Auntie Susie is fine and sends him to bed. The next day, Auntie Susie dies. 1 week later, the man again goes into his son's room to wish him good night. His son is having another nightmare. The man again wakes his son. The son this time says that he had seen that Granddaddy had died. The father tells the son that Granddaddy is fine and sends him to bed. The next day Granddaddy dies. To drive crazy, сводить с ума. I got run over by a car. Меня переехала машина. 1 week later, the man again goes into his son's room to wish him good night. His son is having another nightmare. The man again wakes his son. The son this time says that he had seen that Daddy had died. The father tells the son that he is okay and sends the boy to bed. The man goes to bed but cannot sleep because he is so scared. The next day he sure is going to die. After dressing, he drives very carefully to work, afraid of an accident. He doesn't eat any food because he is scared of food poisoning. He jumps at every noise and hides under his table. When he is walking in his front door at the end of the day, he finds his wife. "Good God, dear," he cries, "I've just had the worst day of my life." She replies, "You think your day was bad? The milkman died in front of our door this morning." Harry and his friend Sam were going for a walk. "Sam," said Harry, "do you know my wife?" "Sure I do," said Sam. "Well, she won't be my wife anymore. Right after the weekend it will be over. I'm divorcing her." Sam was greatly surprised. "Harry, I can't believe it. You were a very good couple, and she was such a nice wife too." Harry stopped walking and turned to Sam. "Sam, take a look at the boots I'm wearing. Don't they look comfortable? They have a nice shape, don't they, Sam?" "They do, Harry," said Sam, "but I'm not quite sure why you are telling me that." "Well, you know what," Sam said Harry loudly. "I'm the only one who knows how my feet hurt in them." "Frank Smith," said the judge loudly, "for breaking into a house in the middle of the night, I sentence you to 2 years in prison to break into Vomitsam." Страница 87. To earn one's living, зарабатывать на жизнь. But your honor, Smith told him, last time I was here, you sentenced me to a year in prison for breaking into a house in the day, if not in the middle of the night and not in the middle of the day. Just when am I supposed to earn my living? Jim was trying to get rid of a good chair. It was outside the house for over a week with a sign that said free. Nobody was taking it. Then his little son thought of a plan. He put a sign $50 on it. The chair was gone the next day. Mark was going by the bar on the way home from work when he saw his good friend Tom. He was drinking very much. Fearing that something bad had happened, Mark walked into the bar and came up to Tom. Tom, what's going on? Mark asked. It's my wife Becky, Tom replied. She ran off with my best friend. Hey, wait a second, said Mark. I thought I was your best friend. Not anymore, Tom said with a happy smile. He is. As a professional photographer, Judy loves her pictures. Wherever she goes, she brings her pictures with her to show her work to other people. Wow, said her new friend Sandra. These are really nice pictures. You must have a great camera. Judy didn't like the fact that her friend thought her whole talent came from her camera. She waited until the end of the supper and then thanked her friend. Thank you, the supper was delicious. And then in a few moments she added, you must have great plates. Страница 88. John walked up to the shop assistant in the clothing store. I would like to buy my wife a nice red scarf. That's good, said the shop assistant. Sounds like it's going to be a great surprise. Of course it is, answered John. She wanted a new car. Bill's second wedding anniversary was coming soon, and he was thinking of a good present for his wife Susie. Bill asked all his friends, co-workers, clients, and anyone he happened to talk to as to what would be a good anniversary present. He finally decided it would be a big bouquet of flowers. Bill wasn't sure he would choose the right flowers, so he called up a flower shop with strict instructions to deliver the biggest, most beautiful bouquet of flowers first thing in the morning with the note Happy Anniversary Year Number 2. The morning of the anniversary, Bill made sure Susie would answer the door as he waited in the other room. What is this all about? Screamed Susie angrily, holding up his well-thought-out note, Happy Anniversary Year Number 2. A doctor and a lawyer were both at a party. The lawyer noticed that people were coming over to the doctor all the time. Why are so many people coming over to you? Asked the lawyer. It's terrible, said the doctor. Ever since I became a doctor, I don't have a moment of peace. People are always coming over to me for medical advice. I'll tell you what I do, said the lawyer. I sent them a bill in the mail. The doctor agreed with the lawyer that he should try to do this. The next day, when he was sending the bills, he was surprised to see a letter from the lawyer. He was even more surprised when he opened it. It was a bill. Страница 89. Harry was finally going to get married and wished his wedding day to come sooner. He was on his way out of the office when his boss came over to him. Congratulations, Harry. I just wanted to tell you I've been married for 22 years, and I'm sure that you will always remember this day with the best of memories as the happiest day of your life. But, sir, said Harry, I'm getting married on tomorrow. Yeah, I know, said the boss. A man died and went up to heaven. When he arrived, he noticed two signs. One said, men who are bossed by their wives. The other one said, men who are not bossed by their wives. After closer look, he noticed that there were many people near the first sign, and there was just one man near the second sign. After coming up to the second sign, he realized it was his friend Harry. Hey, Harry, the man said, what are you doing here? Your wife bosses you more than anybody. I don't know, Harry replied. My wife told me to stand here.